And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the only program that is by a fan, for the fan, and absolutely about you, the fan.
So are you Guy or Guy?
Ed Danowski.
You're not in Hawaii?
I wish.
To Mr. Gary Younger.
Hi, Guy.
Hey, sir, how are you?
And Brock, how are you doing?
Doing great, sir. Doing great. Honored to have you on the show.
You know, I had the privilege while I was in the forces, in the Canadian Armed Forces, to take the Stanley Cup to Afghanistan. Only hockey fans would deploy to Afghanistan where it's 105 to 135 degrees every day, and they'd take their hockey sweaters and play ball hockey. This is a year for the Leafs. The Leafs are going to win it all this year. One of the players down the line said, "You got to be kidding. The Taliban got a better chance of winning the cup."
And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host with not the most, but this is the show that is by a fan, for the fan, and if you haven't figured it out yet, it's all about you, the fan. Hey, everybody, how we doing? It is a Game 7. That's right. Even though the Blues are out, we got Game 7 between the Knights and the Wild. Who'd have thunk it? Did you think it there, Brock?
No, man. I tell you what, I had the Wild. I had the Vegas winning like in 6 games, and I'll tell you what, you know, the Wild, give them credit. They're showing up. I like it. But hey, before I'll tell you what, I want to tell folks that I'm down here at my good friend Jeff's studio down by Tower Grove Park at Accent Studios. He does a great job. So just want to give a shout out to my buddy Jeff in Accent Studio right here by historic Tower Grove Park, man.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Maybe when I get there, we can do a show out of his studio.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Right? If he'd let us do that, you know.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to coming to St. Louis. I really am. I'm hoping to get there in late August, early September.
We've already alerted the authorities. So.
Oh, I know. Hey, we didn't talk about this earlier, but there's a disturbing trend in the NHL that I want to talk about because I know you're going to leave a little early, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to get this out with you. There was a thing, and I don't have the video up. I wish I could have pulled it up earlier and thought about it. There is a thing about that's happened, especially in Nashville, but now it's moved to Tampa Bay. There was a man and his daughter or child. I don't know if it was a son or not.
11-year-old son. Yeah, 11-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
They went to the game wearing their Florida Panther jerseys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Security and the ushers came up to them and asked and told them they had to remove their jerseys or they were going to call the police on them. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sorry. I know Nashville does this, right? And I know Vegas, they don't do it, but they do not highlight out-of-town fans at all, right? They won't show it. If there's a picture where an out-of-town fan like gets in the way, they cut it out, right? In a heartbeat, they will cut it off. They will not connect any. And I understand some of that, but to me, the out-of-town fan paid just the same amount as your fans did for that ticket, if not more, because they probably had to get it on the secondary market.
Yep.
They deserve the same type of experience as everybody else does, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to wear your jersey, you can wear your jersey. I think, and I really do. This is something that we need to investigate a little more. I'm going to reach out. I
got a couple things on this.
Okay, well, I want to reach out to the guy because on the video he put his email there. I want to reach out to him. I really want to get him on and talk about him. And I also know there's a lot of Blues fans who have been to Nashville. Mm-hmm. I want to know more about the Nashville experience. I know Tom Franklin's been there and he hated it. I mean, he said it destroyed him going to the game. He did not like it at all. And we have a very big, very, very big congratulations to go out to Miss Jordan York because she graduated high school today. Jordan, we are very happy for you. I know you turn 18 very soon. We're enthusiastic about you and your future. And you are a great friend of this show. You need to know that. And we just wanted you to know that. Yep. I know I made a post. I wasn't sports related, but I'm so, you know what? And that's fine, Jordan. I don't mind that. The only thing that I don't mind in the group, some, posts like that. John Hefner, and I'll say his name because, I know him really well, put in a post that to me was borderline, right? And it was about Memorial Day. And I get it. Okay. And I'm a vet and I like celebrating Memorial Day, but when you politicize it, and that's what the post did, then I have a little bit of a problem with it,
Sure.
So that's where I got to be careful. I don't want to take the post out because then I look anti-American, which I'm not, but I don't want politics in the group. Right. And that's absolutely dead on certain that I don't want politics in the group. Hey, it's my buddy, Jeremy. How you doing? Actually, Jeremy, I could use you today if you want to join us, if you got some time. And by the way, if you're watching and you have not entered the contest yet, you have just a few minutes left to get in. And right now, only 19 people are in, and we've had as many as 54, right? Once the Blues were out, a lot of people quit playing, and that sucks. Sure. Go ahead, bud.
Let me tell you, okay, so I saw this thing last night, and I was just outraged. I was like, "What? Are you kidding me? A guy's bullying up this 11-year-old." And I just thought, "There's no way. So I started kind of looking into it a little bit, and I found out. So Tampa, they have a section, and in that section, it's only Tampa fans. There are no opposing fans allowed in that section, and that was apparently the section that these folks were sitting in. So they were sitting in a section they really shouldn't have been in. And by the policy, and again, this is a long-standing policy that the Bolts have, that they don't allow fans in that particular section. So I think some people are getting confused or thinking, well, because they showed up at the game, they got hassled. It happened to be that particular section that they were sitting in that they weren't supposed to. That's my understanding.
Well, here's the problem. Here's my problem with that. They were sold the damn tickets. Mm-hmm. Okay. So whoever, and more than likely got them off the secondary market. Okay. If that's the case, then that's whoever sold them the ticket. That's their fault. It's not the people's fault. I'm sorry. They have every right to wear that. I will let a Blackhawks fan sit in front of me. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Sit next to me. I mean, I went to the San Jose Sharks game for game 6 of the finals, and I had round all Sharks, and I'm getting told to shut up and all that, and that's fine.
I gotta tell you though, I don't understand that. It's like, why are you gonna beat someone up because they're wearing a jersey? Like, to me, it's just stupid. It's like caveman.
It's not the jersey. It's not the jersey. It's a lot of the trash talk. Yeah, right. Right. And it's the what we used to call what's it? I forget what it was. Alcoholic inhibitions, liquid courage. That's what it is. Yep. It's a lot of it's liquid courage. So when that starts, you start popping off and that's when it happens. Roland saying hi. Jordan says, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Cause Dan said, congratulations. I seen that post earlier. We appreciate everybody. Congrats, Jordan. Hey, Sly, I sent you a link on Twitter to your Sly Fox account.
I think you might have sent it to me because I just got it. He sent it to me on accident, I think.
Oh, I did. I sent it to you?
Yeah, I just got one. Just popped up just a second ago.
Oh, no, I didn't. Well, let me double check that. I'm pretty sure I sent it to Sly Fox.
It's fine.
No, I guess maybe I didn't. I'm trying to see where I'm at now. There we go. No, I guess I sent it to you instead of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when he jumps on, I'm gonna probably jump off then. But
yeah, no problem. No, so hey, since you got to jump off, what do you want to talk about real quick? What's on with you?
Again, I just, the Vegas the Wild game to me is, the talk of the town. That's one. Yeah. Interest. What are you, what are you thinking without giving? What do you think?
Well, they just dropped the puck. I know hockey players hate trends, and I know it, right? But there's two trends in this that really speak to me. First of all, Vegas has never won a Game 7, and Wild haven't lost one. Mm-hmm. That right there, so I had to go Wild. I went Wild 4-2 with Krill the Thrill.
Wow.
I don't know.
I know Jeremy's going with Wild. He's going with Will. He's going with the Thrill, aren't you?
No, right? Actually, I'm not going Kirill. I'm going Kevin Fiala.
Yeah. Oh, Fiala. Yeah. Hey, can you drop your camera a little bit? That light's just a little bright on us. There we go.
Hold on a second. Give me a sec.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, that light's just a little too bright for us. Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna say hi to Jeremy and wish him good.
That might be better.
Hey, Jeremy,
yeah, that's a little better, bud.
Before we get started, man, I'm sorry about your Penguins, man. I don't know what else to say.
You know what? True fact, because his mother tweeted it out or messaged it on Facebook. Jari had an ab injury and a shoulder injury. He was playing injured the entire time. Okay. The only reason that he played so much is because they didn't want Maxime Legacy to play because they didn't think he was good or he wasn't ready for the playoffs, and Casey DeSmith was hurt. So that was the only reason, and he was hurt on his glove side. That's why he couldn't lift his.
But I heard glove. Today they said this is the end of the Penguins. They're gonna be in a real big rebuild. So we'll see.
I see that. In fact, I predicted it.
The only way that would happen is if they got rid of Gino and Tanger.
Well, Letang.
Well, but look at Crosby. Crosby's what, 34 now?
Crosby ain't going nowhere. He wants.
I know he's not going anywhere, but I'm saying he's older.
Yeah.
You can't build around him anymore. He's not a first line center. He's a third line center at best. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of chemistry though between Gensel, Rust, and Crosby.
You can move him to the third line and rebuild a better first line. And give yourself a third line scoring line. There's some things like that in hockey that I don't understand why they don't get rid of the lines per se and move guys up and down to make things better.
Well, like people are saying, out of those three between Gino, Sid, and Tanger is the one to go. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Tanger had his best season this year. Statistically,
get it.
And in the playoffs, he was our best player.
Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and bail. Like I said, Jeremy, I'm over at
Yeah, no problem, man.
I just want to spend some time with him, but I wanted to make sure we got the
No issues, man. No issues.
We might pull you up on the computer and laugh at you.
Okay.
But, whatever. So
no problem.
I'll see you
Aloha,
guys.
Brock. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you later.
Talking about again, I'm saying Vegas and Colorado. I'm going to stick with it.
No problem. Hey, I'm going to make Jeremy has to write a story for us now this weekend since he's on.
Cool.
All right? Okay. Because, let's talk about that a little bit, man. The website has been doing really good lately.
Awesome.
Right? Yeah, we've had to the last week. This is going to be one of our best weeks in a long time, right? Today, we didn't release anything, and we've already got 154 hits with 230 views. That's good. Yeah, it is. We're starting to get that average up to in the 200s with the views, and that's great. We want that. I re-released my top 10 blues article, and that one got new life. It's hitting 70. I re-released the article on for Memorial Day on Stanowski, and that's getting some hits.
Sweet.
The report card one that Brock just released out is continuing. Playoff
cool.
pickup dropped a little bit. The homepage is getting some hits. My Tarasenko is still catching some stuff, right? Getting some
Awesome.
stuff. The current, so we're changing the way this works, right? We're going to move away from Facebook a lot more than what we were.
Okay.
So I put on the website under Blue Note Fan Report, there's a current Blue Note Fan Report. This is there right now, right?
Okay.
You could go to the website, click on it, and it's there.
Nice.
It's that simple. It doesn't take much to do it. Really, I mean, I was joking with Brock yesterday. I mean, it's so easy, even he could do it. Right? I should have said it so easy, even Mike Zook could do it.
Nice.
No, I love the guys, but some of them
awesome.
are not very when it comes to technology. Yeah, they just know it works. That's it.
Right.
And they hope it works, right? You say we need you to do something, you should see the look they get, right? Yeah. What do you mean I have to do something? I shouldn't have to do something. It should just work, right?
Right.
Yeah. So here's that page, right? And if you look at it right now, you see that, I mean, if I click on that, and I want to make sure I don't get double things. There we go. See?
Yep. I see us.
Right there. You can watch it right from the website.
That's awesome.
That's all it takes,
Right.
But now if you want to chat, you can click over here on YouTube and it'll take you to YouTube so you can chat. So either way, but we really want to blow up all of this, right? We really want to increase this and increase our footprint on Twitter,
Absolutely.
on YouTube, and Facebook. I just want to get away because of the
ridiculousness.
Oh, what a move! Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Oh, who's 26 on the Knights?
Chandler Stevenson, I think.
No, I can't see his name. It was a Vladimir. It was a Tarasenko.
Matthias Janmark.
Janmark, yeah. Oh, absolutely. He goes to his right and puts the puck into, or goes to his right and goes to his right and then reaches over like this and puts the puck in.
Oh,
right after he passes the goalie. Yeah, it's a beautiful move. He goes to his right and puts the puck in on his left. Absolutely beautiful move. Let's check out some of the comments here. Ashley Jones says, Jeremy, write something about the Penguins. Teach me about your team, and I'll try and learn about other teams.
Okay.
No, that's not bad.
I can definitely trust me. I can do some thing about the off season for the Penguins because I've been wanting to. They've got some up and coming guys coming. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of guys, and obviously they have the Black Aces, P.O. Joseph, Anthony Angelo. So, yeah, I can definitely do something on the Pens offseason. They've got 13 free agents that they're going to have to try and figure out who they're going to re-sign. But, it should be fun.
Yeah, no, I see a lot of people have that. Mason just tweeted, holy, what a goal. I just said that. You should tweet back to Mason and say, Guy said that on the show, but without the expletive.
Yeah,
however
right.
You say that.
No expletive.
Yeah, I didn't need that word, but that was a goal. I'm telling you, man.
What are we thinking on the Montreal-Toronto series so
my
far?
Goodness. I think that's going 7.
I hope it does.
I really do.
Like
what happened yesterday?
Montreal come out like a house on fire and absolutely torched the Leafs. And then the Leafs come out of nowhere and tie it up. And then the Habs win it in overtime on a Alex Galchenyuk flub.
Yeah.
I'm like,
This playoffs, I mean, for the most part, has been really good.
It has been.
There's only been one series that I would say was not very good. And the Blue series.
Well, you know what? I would have to say that even though the Jets and the Oilers, the first 3 games went to overtime, like I mean, I don't know.
I think all 4 games went to overtime, didn't they?
Did all 4 go to OT?
I think 3 of the last 3 went to overtime.
I think it was the last 3 went to overtime. Either way, it was a good
No, it was a good series. Yeah.
But it was disappointing. Like, you were expecting to see at least a little more from McDavid and Draisaitl. But if you don't have another or half of the team to freaking help you, those 2 can't do it all. But I will say this, Darnell Nurse, I would take him on the Penguins all day.
You know,
he played 62 minutes in that triple overtime game.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I tell you what. I have gotten so much flack over this.
Okay.
McDavid does not elevate those around him.
No, he doesn't.
And I remember we had to talk about this, and you guys all disagreed with me.
Oh no,
right?
no.
Trade deadline, the trade deadline one, the one we did for the trade deadline.
Okay.
Right? On Hockey Hound.
Okay.
And I talked about that, and I got so much flack for that. You remember that?
Kind of.
Right? The other 2 guys, I mean, maybe you didn't, but I know I got flack for that.
At that time, McDavid was like he was a god.
Yeah,
he's a boy among men.
But he does this. He's one of the guys that has to be the guy. He doesn't make the people. I think he needs to go. He needs to be on a third line with a slightly better than average left wing and right wing, right?
Right.
And at that point, he'll elevate them just because they're gonna move the puck to him because that's their job. But he doesn't have to worry about passing the puck to anybody else. He doesn't have to worry about anything other than scoring goals. Because when he worries about the other stuff, he doesn't do it.
Right.
Right? And he doesn't do what he needs to do.
I mean,
let him score goals.
Him and Draisaitl were passing the puck to each other constantly over the season.
Mm-hmm.
And the playoffs, it's like, where were they? Until the last game. The last game finally flipping McDavid, the second to last game and the last game, McDavid showed up. He had 4 points in those 2 games. Like, pretty good when Connor McDavid's got 4 points in 2 games, but yet they can't win because they don't have secondary scoring.
Yep. So there's actually the chat right now is about Chinese food. Crab Rangoon and egg rolls.
Oh.
Right? That's what they're talking about.
Ooh.
You got to love it. I know some people, I want to talk a little bit more about this. Some people, we're not getting the views that we got when we were on Facebook. And I get that. Okay.
Right.
Because Facebook makes it a little easier. They sent out a notification if I was your friend that I was going live. So everybody knew it. And some people don't know about how to make sure the bell is on and all that stuff. But guys, right now for the next, for till the end of the playoffs, you need to know. Oh, no. I absolutely love it, guys. I think it's cool. I love to talk about the Crab Rangoon. That's what this is all about.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
I didn't see Disney characters, but I'm down for Disney characters.
Yeah, we've done it before. They've done it before, when they're calling us all the Disney names. But here's the thing that I want to get at, right? Every day at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm coming on.
Right.
I'm coming on within 5 to 10 minutes of that. Unless something happens, I'm coming on every day at 8 p.m. Go to YouTube. Go to the website. Right? I'm going to try and share out the current one a little more and try and get people to go there. But that's what we're looking for. Right? That's what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
You're the fox from the Fox and the Hound.
I can be Todd. I'm down.
You know what?
That.
Yeah. Hey, you read that article I did on my top 10 blues, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What'd you think of that? What did you think of that? Because I went a different direction.
Yes, you did. You went a very different direction, but it was very insightful. And I told you, like, 5 of the guys I knew, the other 5 I didn't, and I learned some things, and that was really fun.
Yeah. So that was one of the things. And then Brock wrote a really good article, the grades, right? Actually, I got to be honest. This is the first time, well, actually the second time I sent an article back to Brock.
Oh,
because he was missing some stuff that I thought should be in there. And he was like, when I told him, he was like, oh man, how did I forget that? So, but yeah, but I mean, that's my job, right?
Right.
I mean, I got to make sure what we're putting out is coherent, cohesive, and current, right?
Yeah,
and there was a tweet today, and I want to pull it up because at first I took it in a very negative manner, to be honest. Let me see if I can find it here. There was so much going on in this. There was so much in this tweet. It wasn't. There's a tweet string, and I'm waiting. I'm hoping Lance shows up.
Yeah.
So there is there's some stuff that we can go over. There was a thing going on on Twitter, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to do like 3 things at once. Okay, here it is. I finally found it. There was a couple things going on in Twitter, and one of them was the grades, the article that Brock did.
Yeah.
With the grades. Hey, Lance, how you doing, buddy?
Speak of the devil.
How are you?
Right?
What's up, buddy?
I want to ask you, I want to really get into this, and I hope you don't, I hope you understand that this isn't, I'm not trying to pound on you or any of that. I'm not trying, but I thought it was a really interesting conversation, and I'm on an opposite side of you. And how this started was on the grades for coaching and GM for the management. Brock gave him a D, I think, or a C minus, something like that. I can't remember exactly what he gave him. D, right? Well, someone came out and said I would give Armstrong an F because he didn't make the trades at the trade deadline, right? And it brought in the standing pat. Kurt Price of Let's Go Blues Radio is a fan of the standing pat and thought it was the right move. I actually still think it was the right move, and I'll go into that in a little bit, but I want Lance to talk about why he thought it was the wrong move. Right? Is that fair, Lance?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Go ahead, bud.
I think it was a wrong move, number one, because, a lot of people look at it that, well, we did or didn't make a move at the trading deadline for this reason, that reason. A lot of people think when you make a move at the trade deadline, it's just to improve your team, to get into the playoffs, or to make you stronger playoff position-wise once you get to the playoffs to make you a better team. I've always been the type of person that a GM, one of the reasons, and I don't even put it as the main reason, is to make your team better for the playoffs. My main reason is to make your team better for the future. Because if you can get a guy that's got 2, 3, 4, 5 years of a contract left, and he's, I don't know, let's just say he's 25, he's about to enter his, prime years. He's been a 12 to 14 goal scorer, 20 assists, but you just see something at the end there, and he's got a 3 or 4 year contract left with only like $3.5–4 million on it. He can help you now, but he can help you in the future. I think that at the point that I was talking about him not making a move was the fact that they used Hoffman wrong all season, but besides maybe the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
And my point about Hoffman was at the time they weren't using him at the trade deadline properly. If you're not going to use him properly, then trade him, get something for him. Get a younger player that's got some upside, and maybe get a 2nd round pick. And if somebody's stupid enough and wants a sniper that can use him, or maybe somebody that you say is smart enough to get him, they may even be willing to give a 1st round draft pick. Now, a 1st round draft pick doesn't guarantee you, a great player. We've seen it for years. Everybody thinks, Well, the Blues haven't had a top 20 draft pick, and that's why their young players aren't any good. Guys, and I know Jeremy and Guy, you can go back 10, 20 years and look at the top 20 picks from each year, and probably 60 to 70% of those guys had a cup of coffee in the NHL or are just average players, role players. You know, even top 5. There's been guys picked 3 through 5 that have turned out to be just okay. You
what
know,
about number 1?
Yeah,
guys that are number 1 have been that way. So,
case in point, Eric Johnson.
Eric.
But
Eric Johnson's a good player, a good solid defenseman. Any team that had him, when the Blues had him, when Colorado got him, he's good and solid. Is he a number 1 guy? No, he's not that dominant number 1 draft pick.
My only asterisk to that is we don't know because of the damn golf cart incident. If he doesn't tear his knee with the golf cart, I think he could have been that Pietrangelo style or Pronger style defenseman that everybody thought he was.
Yeah, because he had more. He had more of an edge. He wasn't as edgy and physical as Pronger. He was somewhere in the middle of Pietrangelo, but close, and Pronger. But he was closer to Pronger, and it did affect him. You could tell afterwards he wasn't as fast, he wasn't as mobile, and that's sad for a young guy to go through something like that. And
right,
I'm just of the feeling that if you can improve your team, improve them, because I've remembered to times, and I don't know if it was the Blackhawks or Penguins, either when the Penguins won their cups in the 2000s, or if it was the ones when Mario was there. They used to make trade deadline trades all the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They were the best team in the league. And they saw something thinking, we're good. Let's get a little bit better. And they also looked forward to the future because they knew they had guys that they weren't going to re-sign. And, you see very few teams, even the Blackhawks that won in 2010, 2013, and 2015, I believe, they had their core. But they didn't keep the same roster every year. They made adjustments. And I just think that Armstrong could have done something, whether it's trade Hoffman or not, could have got something done to where it helps the Blues, not just this year, but in the future.
So hey, hold on real quick, guys. Hey, Roland, give me a call after the show, and I'll tell you the secret to sharing YouTube on your phone very easily. There is a really easy way to do it. And I need to say this. Hey, everybody, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you are watching the Blue Note Fan Report on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're brought to you today by Mike Zook Enterprises and War Stories Coffee. Be sure to check out stlfanreport.com for more information. I'm joined today by my producer extraordinaire, Jeremy the Fox Miller, and by my buddy, my friend, and my the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, Lance Scott.
Jordan was asking what it said.
Oh, okay.
That's the one in Detroit, right?
No, that's actually the name of the pawn shop from the show The Pawn Stars. That is actually the legal name of it.
Okay, that's
from Vegas. Yeah, I've been there.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's right. I forgot. That's the one in Vegas.
Yep.
The one in Detroit is I can't remember. I pass by it all the time.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
Yeah, but So Lance,
hold on. Let me.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. You go first, Jeremy, and then I'll go.
I was going to say
rebuttal.
I was going to say you were talking about trading a guy to get younger. So you were kind of looking for like an Anthony Mantha kind of deal that Washington pulled.
Yep, something similar. And one thing that I was really hoping they would do, since they had such defensive issues with injuries and so on and so forth, and I can't think of his name, but every time I try to think of this guy's name, I lose it. The big, tall guy from Dallas, Oleacek.
Alicia.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And Dallas had told teams that he was available. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Parayko on the top pairing and then him on the second pairing? That they would. Oh, and he's physical. I mean, he's the size of Parayko, if not a little bigger and more beefy, but he's got that Pronger type edge that's hard to find. And that's the type of trade I was looking for them to do something along those lines, because Dallas was willing to let him go.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I get that, but now I want to rebuttal you. I actually think that Armstrong may have been able to do exactly what you wanted him to do in the offseason by standing pat. One of the things that has come out so far is the Blues wanting to keep Hoffman, right? Absolutely wanting to keep Hoffman. I don't know if there's a disconnect between Berube and Armstrong, and I kind of don't think there is now that Hoffman had a much better period after the trade deadline. But if we can get Hoffman, let's say Hoffman comes in and we get him 2 years at $5 million, right? 2 years at $5 million, and then the guy from Dallas, the trade's still there. It's still available. If it was there at the trade deadline, it's going to be there at the draft. So
if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a free agent after this year.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I might be wrong. But the whole thing, and Hoffman, they could have went to Hoffman and said, hey, we haven't used you properly. This is the way we should have been using you. We're going to do a trade, but we would like to bring you back next year. Kind of like the Blues did with Kachuk to the Thrashers.
Yeah.
And then bring Kachuk back. They could have done something along those lines. I'm not one of these. I don't think it honestly made a difference. I just don't think this team was gelling and playing well enough and had enough talent to go against Colorado to beat them, to compete against them. Yes. And I think when they're playing their best, they can, like I said, they can beat anybody. And this could have been a 7-game series if the Blues would have been more prepared and more healthy.
Well, no, straight up, it would have been a 7-game series if the refs would have taken control in game 1. Plain and simple, right? Plain and simple. If the refs take control in game 1, if they call that elbow, and even if it's just a 2-minute elbow, if they call that elbow, and it was more than a 2-minute elbow in my eyes, it was a 5-minute major. But if they call it, a lot of the stuff that happens later doesn't happen. But because they let all that stuff go, you end up losing Bortuzzo, you end up losing Falk, and now this J.A. from I'm so upset with him, I can't call out his name. He's appealing, or he appealed the 8-game suspension.
Oh, Kadri.
He appealed the 8-game suspension. Blows my mind.
Guy, when he's done this in Toronto in the past, he did the same thing after it happened, act like he hadn't done anything wrong, that it was just a hockey play. I just think the guy's clueless. I think he's totally clueless.
Well, I mean, well, now it's 1-1. And number 11 scored. I don't know who that is. Is that Fiala?
11 for Minnesota
Parise.
Yep, Parise. Holy
Parise,
shit.
Yep, Parise.
Pardon my language.
Yep. So no, we're keeping an eye on the game, Lance. I mean, it's game 7. We're a hockey show. We got to keep an eye on it.
For sure.
That's kind of. I just think that now and I'm not going to say that I know his agent, right? We've talked about that. Originally, his agent had said something to me about him not wanting to stay there. That tune may be changing based on conversations I've had, right? And I can't say that I've been told. I can't say that I've been told that it's changed, but the conversation has changed.
Well, I when Doug Armstrong says, "Yeah, we're interested in bringing somebody back," don't believe him, because every GM says something like that. He said that all year about Pietrangelo, and
Right.
You can blame Pietrangelo for not coming back. You can blame Armstrong. A GM's got to say the right things, but
Right.
I do think the interest is more there than it was before the trade deadline. If you would have asked Armstrong personally and you knew him before the trade deadline and said, "Do you want to bring Hoffman back?" He probably would have said, "Probably not. No."
Right.
But yeah, if they could get a deal done, and I think a lot of it has to depend. And the ball's in Hoffman's court. He's got to think, okay, are they going to use me the way I need to be used continuously, and not expand? Another thing is his defense improved huge over the last 2 or 3 months.
I've been saying that,
and
I've been saying that.
Nobody noticed it, and when I'd bring it up, people would call me an idiot. How many times in the playoffs and in the last 20 games did you see him forechecking?
Yep.
Mike Hoffman, I don't think, has probably forechecked once in his life before he came to the Blues. So,
no, actually, see, here's the thing. He's only, prior to the Blues, he was on like a -4 or -5.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there.
But when he was with Ottawa, he was like a +50. Right?
Well,
his numbers only went down when he went to Florida.
He had some good talent around him in Ottawa at times too.
But
yeah,
still,
didn't he have Spezza around him at that time and JG Peugeot?
I think so. Yeah, I think he had Peugeot.
But still, he played a lot. I'm sorry,
not as bad as people think he is.
Right?
Exactly. Right? And I brought that up.
I mean, I don't see. Okay, if he does resign, fantastic. But it goes into Berube's court. Is he going to use him right?
Okay, you know what? Here's the one thing. Here's the piece that everybody's missing out of that. Who's leaving? Schwartz. Who played in Hoffman's spot? Schwartz. Hoffman would move up to Schwartz's spot. Absolutely. Okay. You're not going to find another player out there to take Schwartz's spot on that second line. Now you put him on that second line with whoever, and he's going to get the goals. He was making Kyrou and Blaze. I think it was Blaze, or no,
Thomas.
Kyrou and Thomas. He was making them better. You move him up, he's going to make players better. He's going to make our young players better. Thomas can become a second line center. I think he's ready. Now, Lance, you may disagree with me, but I think he's ready. I think this team has the players right now to put Hoffman in that spot without too much hate, too much, changing around. And I think you can get he's not going to go for 6. I think you can get him for 5 for 2 years. Right?
But I'll tell you this much. I love Jaden Schwartz, his work ethic, even when he's not scoring, he's really works hard. And I like that. But I know this isn't going to happen, and I'm not saying I want to pay him this much, but I would rather have Mike Hoffman at $7 million than Jaden Schwartz at $5 or $6 million. Any day.
And you know what?
I know that's not going to happen, but if somebody said, okay, Lance, we can have Schwartz for 4 to 6 years, which is what I'm hearing he's asking for at around 6, and you can have him for $6 million, or you can get Hoffman for 2 or 3 years at 5.5 or even $6 million. Let's just say even high.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even think twice about even offering Schwartz anything.
No. I mean,
Hoffman, I'm going to tell you, if the Blues are smart, they'll try to make him a very good offer if they want to keep him before he goes into full free agency, because I have a feeling some of these teams that watched him play all year and realized, because trust me, these scouts, when they watch these games, they'll go back to their team and go, this guy's good. He's just not being used right. He's not being used right.
They will. They're going to see that.
Yeah.
They're going to see that. That's absolute. This Schwartz says Hoffman and Bozak are gone unless Bozak resigns for $2 million. I'd take Bozak for $2 million. I really would. $2 million for 2 years.
I would take him. I'd take him for $2 million on the 4th line center.
Yeah.
I would. Where did you hear that at, Roland? I mean, look, I don't mind I don't mind rumors in that, but if you put something out like that doesn't sound like a rumor. That sounds like something you actually heard. Then I want to know where you heard it so I can look at it myself. Right. And that's just a fair point. Right.
Well,
that's just a fair point.
I can't see that puts me in a tough position.
No, I'm asking Roland.
Because I know stuff about Schwartz and
I'm not asking you, Lance. I'm asking Roland, who made this quote. right?
Yeah.
That Bozak stays. Schwartz says Hoffman and Bozak are gone unless Bozak signs for $2 million. Well, you're saying he's saying that Schwartz actually said it. I want to know where I want to know where he heard that from or where he's seen it. Brodeen's
Or is
heard.
he saying that Schwartz staying with the Blues and Hoffman and Bozak are gone unless
Schwartz
Bozak
stays-
signs?
Oh no, okay. I thought he said. Okay, never mind. I disagree with that.
I'll tell you guys something when we go off the air because I'm not going to get it started
Okay.
because
Yeah.
everybody eats me alive and it's
Yeah.
about Shorts, but everybody eats me alive when I say anything.
No,
But I'll
he's
tell you something off the
36.
air about him.
He's 36. I don't want a 36-year-old second line right defense or right winger, left winger. I don't want that.
He,
Right?
Who's
It's-
36?
Schwartz, isn't he? 34,
No, he's
35?
He's 28.
Oh, Schwartz is only 28?
Yeah, he's 28.
Oh,
or
I thought.
29.
Oh,
No,
I
he's
thought he was
younger than
older that.
Hoffman. No,
Okay.
Bozak's 35 or will be 35.
Okay.
Hoffman's 31, and Schwartz is either 28 or 29.
Okay.
Schwartz reminds me of Patrick Berglund.
A little bit. I mean, but you know what?
I knew that was going to get Lance.
Here's the difference, Jeremy. Patrick Berglund.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. He didn't give an effort every game. Schwartz, normally you'll see him flying around.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like people you would expect to score a lot of goals, I used to always tell people, that's getting to be March. Bergie's going to put in about 10 goals. We're going to get him. And we did about 8 to 10 goals out of him.
Right.
The rest of the year, you just didn't hear him. But
Right.
I'd love to have Bozak back at the right amount.
Yeah.
I'd like 1 year, but if 2 years, if 2 years, 1.8, 2 years or $2 million for 1 year, I think he's got it in him to be a fourth line center, play 12 minutes, maybe 13 minutes. And I think he's good in the locker room. And if he doesn't want to come back and take a pay cut, I wish him the best.
Right.
Okay. Well, here's Schwartz's career numbers, right? All with the Blues. He's been with the Blues since 2011.
Yep.
560 games, 154 goals, 231 assists, a 385 points, a plus 74.
Yep.
With 153 penalty minutes. He is 28 years old.
Yep.
He has 36 power play goals, 80 power play points. And he's got a 12.4% shooting percentage. You know what? The only number that I see here that I don't like is his face-off percentage, but he's not
bad.
a center, is he?
He's not a center. No, he's not a center, but there's been a few times where somebody gets thrown out like Riley Will or
so that was at
like
50. That was just under 50%.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, I'm going to reevaluate. I think Schwartz at 6 is a doable number. But I want it for 4 years. I don't want it longer than that. I want to take it up to his age 32 year.
I want it for 2 or 3. I don't want him here in 4 years because I think we'll still be talking about the same thing where he gets 4 goals in 2 weeks and then you don't get another goal from him for 8 weeks and people are on him. And it's nothing against the guy. It's just he's a hard worker, and that's why he's a plus 50 or plus 70, like you said.
Roland says, I think Bozak signs for $2 million and Schwartz signs for 3.5
Schwartz
to 4.
isn't going to take that.
Schwartz wants more than that. I know this for a fact
raise.
because I know Schwartz's agent too.
Yeah, he wants a raise. He definitely does.
Oh, the thing is, you got to perform to get a raise. And I don't remember hearing his name at all during the playoffs.
Well, I honestly think the Blues made a mistake when they gave him that contract. I think they could have, he was still a restricted free agent. I think they could have got him for $3.5 or $4 million. I mean, they'd have had to take it, but they thought after that one playoff, they thought, man, he's really going to be good and be a 30-goal scorer. And that's why they gave him that money.
Right. Well, he was a -5 with no points in the playoffs.
Yep.
But this is to me whether or not you're in the range. Let's go back 4 years, right? That's what you're looking at. You usually go back within 4 years. So age 24 to 28, 62 games, 59 points, 24 goals, 69 games, 36 points, 11 goals, 71 games. He played every game, 57 points, 22 goals. 40 games, 21 points, 8 goals. In my eyes, and you take 2021 as the outlier because of it being the COVID. You don't know what other things were going on there. I think he earned a raise, right?
But did he earn a $6 million raise?
No. Well, did he earn a $2 million
raise? Because he's at 4,
right?
No, he's making 5.4, 5.5 right now.
Okay, so he prior to that, let's go back. So 16, 17, 78 games, 55 points, 19 goals. 15, 16, I think he was hurt. 33 games, 22 points, 8 goals. Similar to this year, actually. Really similar. 14, 15, 75 games, 63 points, 28. 80 games, 25 points. 56 points, 25 goals. To me, he's played himself a raise. I just don't know how much of a raise, right? I don't think if he's at 5.5, I give him 6.5 for 3 years, 2 to 3 years, but he's not a $7.5 million guy, right? No. And I'm sorry, he's not that guy. He's consistent. I'm looking at these numbers. He's consistent.
If somebody gave me the choice and says it doesn't matter with money, Schwartz or Hoffman, it's going to be
Hoffman.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I'd absolutely take Hoffman.
Now, is Schwartz a free agent this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, and that's where we're at, and that's why we're talking about it.
Well, I know that they did it. I can't remember what team did it, but somebody in the NHL did like in the NBA. It did a sign and trade. Could you see that happening?
No, it doesn't happen that often.
It very rarely happens in the NHL that way.
Right. I mean,
like I've heard people say that that's what they're going to do with Dunn. They're going to keep him protected, and they're going to sign him, and then they're going to trade him. It very rarely happens.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of there on that. I just think that there's a lot of questions, right? Yeah. You look at the 4 free agents. The Blues only have 4 free agents. Excuse me. They have Schwartz, Hoffman, Gunderson, and Bozak. Gunderson is gone. However you say his name, I'm probably saying it wrong.
Carl Gunderson's definitely gone.
Carl Gunderson's gone at 1.75. He's gone. Knee injury.
Now the question is, does he retire or does he go to another team?
He'll try and get on another team, right? Lance is giving me that look where he doesn't think he will get on another team. But you know what? Because of the flat cap, low guys like that are going to find guys that cost less are going to find places to play.
Well, because he'll
but you got to be able to play. He'll probably take bad. He's slow. Yeah, he's constantly out of position. I mean, I don't
see the Kraken taking him.
No.
As a free agent,
the Kraken are wanting young guys. They're wanting young guys with just a couple veterans, and they want their cap. And I've been told this by their GM. They want their cap to be under 70 and most likely $62 million so that they can make moves if they need to. Because
for the Penguins,
no, for the Kraken. They have no plans of being up around 80. Zero plans of being that. They want to be at 62, but at the highest 70.
Yeah, I see him being closer to 70, right? The expansion draft's only a week away.
Yeah.
Really. It's close.
Who do we think the Blues is going to unprotect?
Well, I think defensemen, they're going to protect Falk, Parayko, and Krug. Right. Okay. I see those 3. Now here's my question. Does Tarasenko need to be protected? That's my question. Because he did not qualify. He did not qualify. He does not have the number of games that you need to be eligible.
Well, another thing people are forgetting too, the Blues have a choice to protect just 8 skaters too.
Well, yeah, to go 4-4, and I don't think they will.
Yeah, I'm just a lot of people. I'm just saying, bringing that out because a lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
So my question is, if they don't have to protect Tarasenko because he didn't play the games, right? Because he didn't qualify. If he didn't qualify, so the way I read it, and I don't have Cap Friendly up here real quick. Let me pull Cap Friendly up.
Okay.
Everything,
there's something on there.
Everything I'm hearing is if the Blues leave Dunn unprotected,
the
Kraken are going to take Dunn.
Done.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't be unhappy with that.
No, I wouldn't either. No.
To be honest, I would not be unhappy with that.
I wouldn't be unhappy to have him back, and I wouldn't be unhappy to have him gone. I'm just that way with him.
Yeah. So
I mean, Dunn. If you lose Dunn, you still got Mikkola. You've got Santini.
And I don't know if Jeremy knows this, but before the GM stepped down from Pittsburgh and before Brian Burke came in, there was a deal in place for Dunn to go to Pittsburgh. And then once Brian Burke came in, no, I want big, strong defensemen. I don't want little, scrawny defensemen.
Okay, so actually, here's what I found out. So I just pulled it up.
Who that was all, or what the Dunn deal was going to be like.
They counted.
Didn't hear what it was for or anything.
Yeah. Okay, so they counted the playoff game. So Tarasenko qualified, so he has to be protected.
Got to be protected,
right? So he has to be protected. I don't. I don't know. If they're going to take Dunn, let them have Dunn. Then I don't care, right? Then I really don't care. I'll tell you what I would like to see a little bit more of with the. I hate this expansion draft because I would like to see it be more. I'd like to see them only pick the 23 players that they can roster and then get a draft pick, a fifth-round draft pick from the teams they don't pick from. Right? I think that you're hurting too many teams. And you look at Vegas now. Vegas is not your prototypical expansion team, yet they've been given all these opportunities to get to this point.
That's right.
And so now every team that comes into the league is going to want that same opportunity. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get an expansion team to come in. They're to get one to pay, the $2 billion expansion fee.
Right.
They're going to say, hey, I want the same opportunities that Vegas had. Right.
And that's why Columbus is so pissed off.
From what I'm told, the next expansion team, if it's in America, it's going to be somewhere between 850 and 950 million to get the expansion team.
My estimate, or my understanding is the next expansion team to come out of the NHL is going to be in Quebec.
Yep, that's where it should be.
Yeah,
The only problem with it is, though, Jeremy, I know a lot of people up there, a lot of wealthy people. They were involved in the group that did the whole package that represented it when it was between them and Vegas. Mm-hmm. And it's just, there's going to have to be so many owners involved because of the Canadian dollar and the way the dollar is in America now. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, I'll push that every day. I'm tired of hearing about San Antonio. I'm tired of hearing about Houston.
We don't need a San Antonio or Houston. They've got a San Antonio and Houston in the AHL. Why have an NHL team?
There's even a wealthy businessman.
Well, actually, you don't have San Antonio in the AHL anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
Oh,
they moved to Vegas.
Yeah. And I've been told that there's a very wealthy man in Sacramento that wants an NHL team. Sacramento? Seriously? And then people are talking about the Sharks moving to San Francisco. It's,
well, see, that's not a move to me. That's like the 49ers going down to Santa Clara. That wasn't a move.
It's a 1.5 mile move.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. I mean, they just would call them the Bay Area Sharks or something like that instead of the San Jose Sharks.
Right.
So that's not, to me, that's like, for me, Los Angeles has two baseball teams, not one.
Yeah.
Because Anaheim is part of Los Angeles.
That's
it's not a separate
right.
entity, even though people there say it is. It's not. It's the same thing.
It's just
Well-
like the Ducks and the Kings. To
Yeah.
me,
Yep.
and I'm from California, Anaheim and LA.
They're
It's-
right there.
They're right
Yeah.
there. They're right. They border each other. They're right
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
I mean, it's 20-minute
I would like
drive.
if you could put an NHL franchise in the U.S. anywhere that doesn't have one yet, where would it be?
Ooh, I have a good spot that I think people aren't going to like, but that I think they could support it. And now if I can remember it off the top of my head, where that
Please don't say
Daco-
Kansas City.
no, the Dakotas,
North Dakota?
North
North
Dakota?
Dakota?
where the guy that does all the hedge funds and stuff lives, got the great zoo, not Nebraska. I can't think of his name now. I have to look at it. If I see it,
Are you
it
talking
would pop-
about oh god, the guy from the Tiger King?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I thought he was talking about Bernie Madoff for a second. I'm like, wait, he's in prison.
Hold on a second, and I'll
we don't
come
need
up with
Bernie
it.
Madoff.
Hold
Okay.
on, I'll come up with it.
I
They
was
got a
thinking-
great zoo. That's the other thing I know. They're like their zoo is comparable to ours, and they like get voted the best zoo or something
The only
instead
one I
of
can
ours.
think of is San Diego.
No,
Yeah.
it's either
They have a hard time supporting the Gulls there as their AHL team.
Yeah.
I can't see. Yeah.
I can't see them getting an
Uh-uh.
NHL team. They wouldn't be able to survive.
Mm-mm.
There's
It-
too
it-
many. There's
it's
too
a-
many California teams, anyways.
It's the same thing in Kansas City. Kansas City's not a hockey town, regardless what anybody tells me.
Right.
Omaha.
Nebraska.
Oh,
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, Omaha. That is where I would put a team.
How big is
It-
their metropolitan area?
I
You
mean,
know, it
Omaha.
doesn't-
I mean, they do have a college hockey team, so I mean,
Yeah,
that would kind of
but
fit.
you've got Lincoln. That's really close. You got Des Moines. It's maybe a 2-hour drive. Kansas City, 3.5 hour, 2-hour drive, maybe. Right? Kansas City's not that far away. You've got a large area. Sioux Falls isn't that. Sioux City's not that far away. Lincoln's
Now, see,
not that far
when
away.
you were talking about the Dakotas, I was thinking like Bismarck or something there, because North Dakota hockey is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bismarck's not a big enough city. No, but Omaha's Nebraska is what I was thinking of, and I knew once I seen it. But Omaha it's central enough. Kansas City's too close to St. Louis, to be honest with you, right?
Right.
And Kansas City's what, a 6-hour?
It's about a 4.5 to 5.5
5-hour drive. So
And-
Omaha's about the same distance, 4 hours away from Kansas City. Des Moines is about 2.5 hours away. There's enough travel people in there. Lincoln's an hour away.
I mean,
there's
Des
enough-
Moines got the Iowa Wild though, so if they're
But
going
see, that works. That works because you get people to see the NHL game on top of the
yeah,
the AHL game.
okay.
That's kind of what I'm looking at there, guys.
I was thinking Salt Lake City.
I was just thinking that too. I've even been there's a little bit of interest from Milwaukee too, but I can't see that.
I couldn't see Milwaukee.
No.
Milwaukee's too close to Chicago.
Hey, Mormons love ice hockey, so
Well, okay, but
I mean, they do have the Utah Grizzlies there for
Yeah.
the ECHL.
well,
so,
you know what? There's one other one that I could see that just scanning the map real quick, a big city that could support it, and Indianapolis.
they've got the ECHL team too. the
Again,
Fury.
Again, that doesn't hurt having a minor league team. It helps.
No, it doesn't hurt, but if you put an NHL team in Indianapolis,
Mm-hmm.
then you have fans choosing, okay, well, like, for example, I'm in Ohio.
Yeah.
We have Columbus,
Yeah.
or we could go a couple hours down the road and we could go to Indy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got Chicago that's like, well, do I root for Indianapolis or Chicago? Like, you give them
But
options.
no,
but
this-
it's the same way as Chicago and St. Louis. It's a 4.5 hour drive.
Yeah, it's the same. It's not a big.
Like-
Trust me, if you want a market that has some connection to hockey, right? Now, and if you want to talk about fans getting split up, look at Seattle. A lot of those fans are Vancouver fans. They just took half of Vancouver's fan base away.
Pretty much.
Right? They just took a huge hit to Vancouver's fan base. That's you want to talk about something that's big. You go to Omaha or you go to Indianapolis where you already have the hockey connection.
Right.
You're building that brand and that base. You're not hurting it. I would rather have that minor league team that's close enough. And Omaha has college hockey. College hockey is becoming much more revered in the NHL.
Yes,
You're seeing a lot more college players come up than you are the juniors.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
I tell you what, I would much rather see Omaha than Kansas City any day.
Well,
Amen.
I'm okay with that.
There's only
because I think,
one other city that jumps to mind that has the population and has the area. I just don't know if it have the fan base, and that's New Orleans.
No. You put one down that south, it's going to fail. I guarantee it.
I mean, they've got Florida and Tampa, though.
Okay, but Florida and Tampa have a bunch of people from New York and the East Coast that move
people,
down there.
Jeremy, trust me, they are different people.
Yeah, they're this is not.
They're nice people. They're just different people. It's not
That's
a
like,
hockey hotbed.
You know what, Jeremy? That's like putting an NHL team in Honolulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing. The only thing that would save an NHL team in Honolulu is the military fan base.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Well, I would just put it in Waianae. That's where I would put it.
No, you ain't putting nothing in Waianae, my friend. You are not putting nothing in Waianae.
What about Nanakuli? What about Nanakuli?
No. You gotta love it when you look down at your phone and it says Terry Yake just messaged you.
Nice.
I'm telling him that I can't stand Colorado, and he says, "Don't let your heart get in the way of logic." Yeah,
Nice.
well, I'll give you that. And you know what? This isn't bad there. The only thing that keeps Alaska out of it is travel.
Travel. Yep.
Right? That's the only thing. Oh, it is now 2-1.
Yep.
And 14, Hogue, or whatever it is. Haig just scored.
Damn it.
I said 4-2. I've seen this being a goal scorer's game.
I said
And-
3-2 in possible overtime.
Yeah. But I could see this. Oh, what a goal. Oh my goodness. Right from the blue line. Just a laser.
I definitely want the
laser
Wild
off the
to win,
face-off.
but I'm going to tell you, this has been one entertaining series.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
it has.
Oh
Yes,
my
it has.
goodness.
Go ahead, Jeremy. We
I was
only got
gonna
a few
say,
minutes left.
like,
We're way over our 1 hour.
With Ashley saying Alaska, yes, you said something about travel, but I mean, look at like some of these Pacific Northwest teams, like Colorado and Seattle coming in. Like I could see them.
The only place in Alaska it would work would be Fairbanks.
Yeah, it would have to be
Yeah.
Fairbanks or Anchorage.
or
Yeah.
Anchorage.
Yeah. But the thing that you have to deal with there is that population is so sparse,
It is.
right?
Yep.
The population of Alaska is very sparse. You have, the majority of the population is in 2 cities. It's like Hawaii. We've got 1 million people in the state of Hawaii. 800,000 of them live on this island.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So you couldn't put. You could go, oh, there's 1 million people. You can put it on the Big Island. No, it wouldn't work because it's so sparse there. That's kind of the same thing with Alaska. If you put it in Fairbanks or if you put it in Anchorage, there's no connection. And here's the other problem: getting visiting fans there, traveling fans. That is a huge, huge market. Because I've seen it. I've seen it as a traveling fan. When I went to that Vegas game, oh my goodness, did I meet people that I didn't know? That's what brought me out to be the Hawaii Blues fan again, or to really bring it out, was that that fan base that just traveled and traveled.
Can I say another city that's already had an opportunity?
Yeah.
I think with the right owner,
Hartford.
if they marketed
Atlanta.
it correctly, yeah.
Atlanta.
I've been there to see a couple games, and a beautiful arena, beautiful amenities, restaurants all around it.
Yeah.
And I was just so there was 10 or 12,000, but yeah, that would, if they could get the right ownership and marketing, but I agree with you.
There's you know what? The only problem with Atlanta is, and I hate to use this, but it's demographics. Okay. And the demographics there don't support it. And that's what I'm trying to get at. And the NHL is trying to be more diverse, but they're not there yet. And if you put another team in there, you're not bringing people there yet. You're not, there's still this stigma of white guys with sticks and masks running around the ice. And I'm sorry, that's there. It's the truth. It hurts. It's not pretty, but it's an issue, and it's something you have to look at.
When I went to the couple games there, there were several different races there, including Black people, African Americans that were enjoying the game. But I would think for them to be successful, they would have to like I said, a better owner. Market it much better, especially to that community of fans.
Maybe not use the Thrashers name. Use something else.
Yeah. Hey, think of something.
But here's my issue. They've already. Oh wow, Reeves just. Oh, who's 20? Suter. He just pushed Suter right into the goalpost. Oh. I mean, he cross-checked him right into the goalpost. Oh, now this was after. Somebody slid into the goalie. 24 slid into Fleury, but he absolutely checked him.
Hey, real quick, don't let me forget next show.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
I finally found one of my old masks, and I want to show everybody one of my old masks.
Oh yeah, we absolutely want to see that. And you know what, guys? It is time to go. We're at an hour and 11. Hey, I want to thank everybody that stayed around. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Jeremy the Fox Miller and Lance from the Drop Pocky to Scott, saying aloha, mahalo. We're brought to you today by Forrest Crump Enterprises, Mike Zook Enterprises, and War Stories Coffee. Go to stlfanreport.com, which you've been hitting a lot lately. Keep hitting it. Keep making those. Keep reading the articles. Keep giving the comments, because we love you. And we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha.